Okay, good evening, everyone. I hope it's 7:10 now, so we can start with this session. Okay, I just wanted a confirmation from Tushar. Tushar, are we ready to move ahead? You can drop it in the chat because I cannot see that. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This side Kavya Jain, the GDSC lead at MSIT, that is Maharaja Surajmal Institute of Technology, Delhi. So today we are here to just get a glimpse through how to become a GDSC lead. I'm one of the leads at my campus, so I think this session would be fruitful for you if you want to become a GDSC lead. GDSC lead brings you a whole lot of benefits and learning, as well as some program facilitations as well as recognition by Google itself. So I think this session would be helpful to you. Moving on to the very first slide, I would really like to talk about my GDSC. Google Developer Student Clubs MSIT is a community for students, basically those who are interested in technology as well as personal and professional growth. So we head towards some hackathons, workshops, seminars, so that like those benefits the students in the best way possible. We also took up the Google campaigns brought up by GDSC India that may compose of like Jetpack Compose, Flutter, Web Campaign, as well as Google Cloud Campaign. Our ML campaign is yet to be started. So GDSCs are community like university clubs that are basically a program by Google. So you can build, grow, connect, and like network with the most valuable people, or network with like-minded minds. So we welcome everyone, noobs or pros. That means, like, if you aren't so into technology, that doesn't mean that you cannot be a part of GDSC MSIT or any GDSC at your campus. Basically, there is no restrictions about being in a technical team or a management team or in the outreach team. Everyone in the team works for every other department, so there is no restriction about being restricted to only your department. So that is the transparency we have in GDSC MSIT. I'm glad to have such an amazing team. Oh, they have been with me since the beginning, and I think my graduation is being like scheduled for the next within next 2 months. So I think I'm looking forward to have one of the GDSC leads for my campus. And those who are joining from different campuses, you might have an existing lead, or if you don't have, this session might be fruitful for you, so that you become the first lead or you start a club at your campus. Moving on to the very like talking about the agenda for this meeting today, like what does a GDSC leads do, like what is the eligibility criteria to become a GDSC lead, what are the responsibilities that you have to like follow to become a GDSC lead, or to have a successful graduation, or to have a successful recognition at your campus, bringing the most of it, bringing more and more developers around there, and using Google technologies. So, how can you become a GDSC lead? The process through which I went, and the process might differ in the case of 2023. So, I have emphasized on that fact, but there might be some ups and downs through that might differ, like in your case, a little bit. So, the types of questions, I might help you with some pointers that might like guide you through how to write your answers. Tips for the video: you need to upload a video. Like, there is a shortlisting process, and then the shortlisted ones goes through one-on-one interview. That is basically why one of the Google developer expert. Benefits of being the GDS.
Hello, Kavya.
Yeah,
I guess your screen is not shared yet.
it's shared.
No, it's not visible.
Oh, okay.
Just reshare it once. Huh?
I hope it's visible now.
No, not yet.
No, Kavya, not yet.
Give me a minute. Shall I begin with it again, or I'll just brief you for the first two slides then? Okay, here we are with a session to how to become a GDSC lead. So I just talked about GDSC MSIT and the transparency we have through our GDSC. This is my team, and some might be missing here. So that was a group photograph we had of. So talking about the agenda, this would be the agenda. We'll start with what does a GDSC lead do, the eligibility criteria, the lead responsibilities, how one can become a GDSC lead, the process through which I went through, and that might differ in the case of 2023 as far as the existing leads have been informed about. So types of questions, I'll just help you with some pointers I can suggest you, or I might have used that while applying to become a GDSC lead. So you can just keep some pads and notepads and a pen around you, so that you might like jot down some pointers. Tips for the videos: shortlisting process. Shortlisting is an important step because only the shortlisted one goes through a one-on-one interview by the Google developer expert. Benefits of becoming a GDSC lead, talking about my journey, a little bit about it, and the most important part is referrals. But referrals, I would again emphasize on the fact that they are not mandatory, so you should not feel disheartened by the fact that you haven't received any referral, or you have applied without a referral. That might not affect your application. Your application must be strong enough, and you should talk about your leadership skills and everything. So, moving on to the very first slide, that is, what does a GDSC lead do? So, a GDSC lead basically starts or grow an existing club, start a new club if there is no club for your campus itself. So, they work with the university You have to gain some permissions at your university to start a club. You can create your own core team and have a faculty advisor to support you through this. You need to have a faculty advisor to seek some permissions and some guidance through this program. So you need to have those. You can host workshops, you can have seminars, you can have hackathons, you can have sessions, and what else? What You can have some meetups as well. You can build projects together. Like recently, we have a solution challenge coming up. We are looking forward to have most of the submissions from our campus, and those might be team building projects, and that might allow you to build something like outstanding out of the box. You might team up with the like-minded people, or you might get a team to just register for next hackathon or some future events. So moving on to the eligibility criteria, the first or the foremost criteria is that you must be enrolled in a degree program at your college or university. You must have a minimum of 1 year left until graduation. That means the applications by the sophomores and the freshers, like the second years and the first years, are like they get an edge because they have a minimum of 1 year left until their graduation. So this is the case. You have to commit to the program for at least 1 year, and you should be like passionate about creating an impact in the community. Like there might be a case that you are from a tier 3 college, or like you are from a college that is not known in an area, so you can be more like practical about the things that you want to create an impact. You want to have a community that will help the other students grow, and that would have a culture that will benefit each one of the students there. So you must have an experience with like hosting an event, planning, or leading a team. Basically, GDSE leads are leaders around the campus, so your leadership skills must be reflected in a very positive way. Okay, having experience with event planning, we have talked about this. The aspect I won't emphasize on that is there is no need to have a very strong technical knowledge that you might be a competitive programmer. That is not the case. So if you are good with the technical skills, you understand what technology means to you, you can code in some particular language, then I believe this would be enough for you to move ahead. And some knowledge around operating systems as well as software engineering would help you for the general questions. So this all sums up to the eligibility criteria to become a GDSE lead. Moving on to the next slide that talks about the lead responsibilities. So basically, as far as Google suggests, they basically suggest on the fact that you have to host total of 4 events per quarter. That is, for your own tenure you can host maximum, like this is the minimum count. Maximum can be any count. You have to minimum like for a successful graduation, you have to host 4 minimum events, one per quarter. That means if in an year there are 4 quarters, so you can have like every 3 months you can have 1 event. You have to regularly report these events on the GDHC platform that is accessible by the team, like only the core team as well as the lead. And the core team get registered, like they are being set up on the portal so they can access the team. You can have your core team that would help you organize the events, that would help you like take decisions, because decision making is a very important aspect in this journey. Throughout this journey, you can participate in the programs and events by Google, meet the regional leads and the community managers for guidance. You can just reach out to the community managers. They are so flexible that once you mail them, they are ready to help you anyways. And the regional leads are one of yours, like one of us itself. Like they might be the leads of their own campus, so they are so friendly with you. You can connect with other leads, you can make connections, but most of the fact that you have to like adhere to the community organizer code of conduct. We might talk about this, or I might help you with a link to this so that you can just go through what are the code of conducts. Now coming on to the very the most important slide, why you all are here. So like how to become a GDSE lead, you firstly need to check whether there is a Google developer student clubs at your campus or not. If that's the case, if there is already an existing Google developer student clubs, you can help grow that club. So they encourage you to participate, help organize events to gain a practical experience with the club near you. So that's basically the fact that you are taking the legacy forward. If I am the lead and I am insisting on the fact that there might be a lead after me, then I would really encourage that lead to take the legacy forward. You can reach out to the other GDSE leads, other seniors, if they had been like GDSE leads, so they might help you with the case. But the GDSE India provides you with every bit of details through your mails, so you need not be scared about the fact that what to do next. You can even reach out to me or any of the GDSE leads. They might help you in every way possible, but motivation is the key to achieve this. You might read or go through the community organizer code of conduct. Submit your GDSE lead application through the platform for this is 𝑩𝑬𝑨𝑏, and I would request Ishika to just send the 3 links in the chat box. One talks about the Google Developer Student Clubs, whether there is an existing one or not. You can just mine on the web that whether there is a Student Developer Clubs at your campus. Sometimes there is a case that there was a GDSE lead. Like in my case, for past 2 years, there wasn't any GDSE lead, but GDSE MSIT existed. So that's the case that I need to grow that. There wasn't any lead for some time. So you need to check that whether there is already a lead for your campus or not, or if there has been a club at some times and now there is no lead. So you need to explore this fact. They'll review your application and revert to you through your mail IDs. You need to be active on your mails. It's not just that the subject to the application would be like GDSC lead, something like that. You might get a mail from 𝑩𝑬𝑨𝑏 itself. So be active through that. I hope, Ishika, you have sent the links in the chat.
Yes, I've shared all the links.
Okay. Moving on to the process. In my case, the diagnostic test wasn't the case. We didn't have that. But for 2023, as far as we have been informed, there will be a diagnostic test. You need to apply. You need to answer those questions. You need to submit your videos. If you are being nominated by any of the GDSE leads, you can have a nomination code. Then the second stage comes. You need to appear for the diagnostic test, and then a shortlisting takes place, as well as shortlisting. I'll talk about the criteria for shortlisting. Then you get a chance to get interviewed by a Google developer expert, one-on-one interview. You also get an opportunity to schedule your own interview. There is a list of dates available, and then you can schedule your interview. Then the shortlisted GDSE leads are announced, and then again you get a 7 days buffer time to accept this opportunity. That might be the case that you applied for it, you got a chance to become, but you are not ready for it. So they also give you 7 days time to decide whether you want to take up this opportunity or not. Okay, talking about the types of questions. At my times, these were the questions, and again, as far as I can see for this year, the questions remains the same. The very first question is, what is the motivation to run a Google Developer Student Clubs at your own college? So this can be the case that there is already an existing Google Developer Student Clubs. There isn't any club, or you need to resume that club that was there and that is not active. You need to make it active. Okay, that there might be 3 cases. So for already growing club, you can take the legacy forward. You want to maintain that thing which has been maintained by the existing lead. You want that the students should grow, the opportunity should arrive to them. Some hiring opportunities, some team building projects, some sessions that would benefit them in the best way possible. So for the case that there isn't any GDSE at your campus, you can emphasize on the fact that you want to begin with this. Your campus is not one of the core campuses, so this would benefit most of the students at your campus. You can talk about your achievements, like why you are the person, why you are the one who can start up this club or who can take this legacy forward. You can be a member of the existing GDSE clubs, so you can emphasize that I know the culture about how to take this forward and how your skills would benefit the students the most. And about resuming or making an active GDSC club, you can talk about that. There might be some candidates who weren't capable of leading this club for a particular year, for a particular academic year. If there is no GDSC lead at your campus for some years or past 2 years, in my case, so that is not the case that the applications weren't like the students didn't apply to become a GDSC lead. There might be a case that they weren't so capable enough to lead this club at their campuses. So I think I have talked a lot about the first question. So if there are any doubts, I'll have a doubt session at the end. You can like reach out to me through any of my socials, or I would really emphasize, if you can get your answers reviewed by any of the GDSC leads, even me or any GDSC lead, those would help you improve your answers. So what is your experience in leading a project or a team? You have to talk about your leadership skills as well as your team spirit skills, so that they just know that you are a team person. You can lead this as a team. You are not leading your club as an individual person, like I would do everything, because you need to believe in your team. You need to give them the responsibilities they are responsible for, because there are different departments. I had an outreach team, I had management team, I had technical team, as well as the media team. So every other core team member has a responsibility of their own team, because a person cannot lead every team. You have to be a team person. How good you are in leading a project, you might have worked with some projects or some hackathons, how good you were in leading those. You might be the leaders of some societies, you might be leaders at your school times. You can talk about anything, because leadership can be as minimalistic as you think and as grand as you have been a leader to something. Like I was the sports captain, I am the GDSC lead, I am a gold MLSA. You can talk about anything you want to emphasize on. This basically talk about your achievements as a leader as well as your teamwork skills. So moving on to the next question, that is, what technology do you find the most interesting and why? What is your experience with this technology? These technologies can be anything. You might be familiar with you might be a Montech developer, you might be an Android developer, but your experience, you have to talk about your experience, but you need to emphasize on the fact that you are so flexible with the technologies, that you can grab the opportunities, you can grab whatever campaigns you are coming up with, you can learn those technologies. You have to emphasize on also on the Google technologies. I would emphasize on this fact that talk about some Google technologies as well. Like if I was a part of some Google Cloud campaign, I talked about those. Like I am familiar with Google Cloud, I'm familiar with Angular, I'm familiar with Flutter. Apart from that, you might be familiar with MongoDB, React, Node, everything like that. You might be familiar with Kotlin, Jetpack Compose. You can talk about everything, but you can showcase that you are so flexible. You are good at those skills. You might evolve by the time, or you can start learning those while applying through the application. um, Moving on to the next slide. I think this was all from my end for the questions. Now I'm just letting you know what can be the tips for the videos. You need to sit back comfortably, like the picture showcases. You might have a clear background that should be plain enough, and like your wordings, whatever you speak, must be so clear. They should not be like, there should no be not be there shouldn't be any echo around you. You need to talk confidently, speak like what is asked in the questions. Try not to repeat what you have already answered in your questions. Like these questions might be interrelated to each other, but you need to talk about something else. It's just the case that they might have read your questions, and when they view your video, they shouldn't feel that there is nothing new about you. So you have to like sit for an hour or whatever time it takes you. You need to jot down your answers, you need to jot down what you want to speak about in the video, and you can just practice. Don't like just read from something like that. Like that should not portray that you're reading out something. You need to basically explain what kind of person you are and how much capable you are to lead this club. background should be plain, have a decent lighting. It's you if you have a sunlight, a room where sunlight comes up, so you need not sit on a position where the lightning is directly on your face. You should be visible enough. Okay, if there is a certain time limit mentioned, as far as I know it's 90 seconds. So if they have mentioned 90 seconds, try to restrict yourself in the time. Try to keep your video short and precise, like you can keep it around 60 seconds. Sometimes 10 seconds is the buffer time you might have for 63, 64 seconds. So try to be in the particular limit, because there are so many applications. So you have to keep it short, crisp, as well as convincing to the user, to the viewer. You can add subtitles if you feel that like if you speak a bit faster, if you think that the shot is not clear, I think you should give it another shot. But adding subtitles would be beneficial in every case. That is not like mandatory, I would say. I didn't add any subtitles, I was clear enough. But if you feel you have time, you can go ahead with that. You can upload it on YouTube. If you want to keep it private, you can share the link to it. And this is the case for the video. Also, I would say that try to apply as soon as possible for the application. Last date to apply to become a GDSE lead is 31st of March, and there won't be any extensions, I believe. So try to apply as soon as possible for this. Shortlisting, basically, I talked about through the process was the shortlisting stage, where shortlisting might be on the case that how you have crafted your application, what piece of technologies you have answered, and what you have talked about. They basically adds on to your resume as well. If you have a portfolio, then that might add up to your application as well. Video must talk about you and your achievements, why you want to have a GDSE at your campus, or why you want to grow an existing GDSE at your campus. Why would you make a great GDSE lead? Why you have to emphasize on the fact that why you are the one who is capable to lead this club. You have to be creative and innovative. Don't use repetitive words. Check your answers through Grammarly or any grammar checker so that there are no grammatical errors. You can use new words around this. Maintain a decent online presence on socials like LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as GitHub. GitHub might showcase your technical skills. LinkedIn might showcase how you are good with the community people, and Twitter as well. Prior contribution and experience in the community, or you being a part of a GDSE community might at your campus. You can write those. You can mention those in your application that you are already being part of a GDSE, and you know how the culture goes ahead, and how would you being a part of GDSE, existing GDSE, would help you to lead this club. Okay, talking about one-on-one interview, after the shortlisting stage, there comes the one-on-one interview. Only some people from your campus get a chance to have a one-on-one interview, and out of those people, one becomes a GDSE lead. So basically, I would really emphasize if you get you receive a mail and then a calendar through which you need to schedule your interview, be on time, be prior to 10 minutes to the interview, so that you are all settled to talk to the Google developer expert. Be comfortable, be friendly. They're not so strict enough, so don't be anxious, be calm. You need to greet the interviewer whenever the interviewer enters. You need to introduce yourself. Once the interviewer asks you to introduce yourself or talk about yourself in a minute or two, you can just open the tabs. You want to talk about your achievements, you can just showcase them as well. Be clear while answering. Don't avoid fumbling. You need to talk about your achievements, portray your leadership skills, share your technical projects as well as contributions. You might open those in another tab and showcase that this is the portfolio, this is the website I have designed in, or this is a project I have worked on. Because you don't have a lot of time, they have some restrictions, like the interview might be of 15 to 20 minutes or maximum of 30 minutes. So you need to restrict yourself to a limited time. So if you if there is a problem from your end, if you want to seek, or you're unsure about what is asked by the interviewer, you can ask for pardon. Like, you need to portray this in a very polite way. That should not see that you are rude or arrogant. Okay, talking about benefits of being a GDSE lead, basically, there are three aspects like professional growth, network growth, and a community learning. Professional growth emphasizes on the fact that you have community management, you have access to the community management training, as well as like you get a content from Google itself for different campaigns. You can connect with the Googlers, you can reach out to them like for any issues you have at your end. You might gain some technical knowledge. You also get invitations to the Google events. They might get you through those. You might receive some emails through those. Access to the global network of student leaders, professional community organizers. There might be a program manager for your GDSC, particularly for GDSCs. There is a program manager, the student leaders from different campuses, industry experts for sessions. They come up with different industry people or Googlers who take up the sessions. Then there is some community learning. Community learning is basically dedicated to help you educate and expand your community, like online or in person. You can have your events online as well as in person, but to have a greater impact, you can keep them in person as well.
Kavya,
So
you're
talking
not
about my
audible.
journey, I had some points which I could relate to. The very first was acceptance to become a GDSE lead within 7 days. Then I just know I decided to affected because like I have like this. Okay, give me a minute. I'm audible. Rika? Yuvraj, anyone who can confirm that I'm audible,
Your voice is
or is
breaking.
that you,
Your
Krishna
voice
sir?
is breaking. Your network
Hello.
wasn't stable.
Yuvraj,
Yes, your voice is breaking.
can anyone confirm that am I audible now?
Your video is also paused.
I'm really sorry. I hope I'm audible now.
Yes, you're on.
Okay. Okay, I was on this particular slide talking about my own journey. Acceptance to become a GDSC lead within 7 days. I talked about this on second or the third slide. You get a buffer time for 7 days to just accept that you want to go ahead with this application. Then I just notified my respective faculty that I have applied for this and have become GDSC from campus. I chose a faculty advisor for myself, routed a quota. I used the GSC port, met the requirements there was, and applied the GSC for other campuses were allowed to. They funded Goa where one met. So I was online. So I uploaded the core team on the portal so that they can also speak up. आवाज आ रही है शिवा?
नहीं, वॉइस काफी ब्रेक हो रही है, स्क्रीन भी प्रेजेंट नहीं हो रही.
स्क्रीन तो प्रेजेंट हो रही है यार.
हो रही है.
I'm sorry about that. You can ask your queries in the end if I miss out on anything right now. So I was on the fact that I met the regional leads. In my case, that was online. And then I uploaded the core team on the portal so that they can also access that portal. Recruited the respective team members for the outreach management, technical, as well as the media team. So created the events on the GDSC platform and seek the RSVP. RSVP basically help you to get who just want to attend the session and their mail IDs as well, just to know what can be the count at your session. Then the events created on the GDSC platforms are like you have to fill up a post event form for that. I also collaborated with other GDSCs to host those events. I might have have collaborative events. They are counted for both the GDSCs. In the end of some tenures or any campaigns, we just facilitate the students and the team with the swags as a like token of appreciation, so that at least they are boosted up or they are motivated enough to participate and contribute to the best of their abilities. Moving on to the next slide that talks about our major events. Hackaminer was a 24-hour hybrid hackathon that was at our campus. And then we have Solana Campus Connect. We had into the metaverse. Basically, we talked about Web3 and blockchain. Next, we had Android development with Morphisant. And we are now at a count of like for 50 events, like 40 more events apart from this. And the campaigns brought up by Google were one of those was Compose Camp that talks about Kotlin plus Jetpack Compose. Next was the Google Cloud Career Practitioner campaign, where 70 plus students participated through this campaign and completed their labs. Their swags are yet to be distributed. There is a lot to come. Then we had Flutter Forward Extended, and the last campaign was web campaign. We are still looking forward to have ML campaign in the upcoming days. If there are any questions from your end, we can take those up in the chat, and then we can talk about the very last slide, that is the referral slide. Let's talk about the referrals first, then we can take up the questions. Referrals, basically, you can get your resume or as well as your application reviewed by any of the GDSC leads or me. You can ping me through any of my socials so that I can review those. You just have a buffer of this week. So you need to apply and boost up yourselves, sit down comfortably and jot down your answers, like craft your application in the most motivated as well as convincing way that you are the one. You can ask from referrals from the existing GDSC leads. Leads can be from your campuses as well as other campuses, but like priority for any GDSC lead goes for their campus first, because there might be a case that your referral would help the other GDSC become a GDSC lead at your campus, but again, the legacy should forward at your campus as well. You can draft a proper mail or message to portray yourself as a deserving candidate to any of the GDSC leads, and then ask for referrals as well as get your applications reviewed. Referrals is an optional case that is not important. I also applied without a referral. So I believe referral is not so important for your application. You can move ahead without any referral. But just that case, referral just emphasize on the fact that if this person is nominated by a GDSC lead, that might have something we can like acknowledge to, or we can look forward to. These are my socials. If you want to like have a screenshot through these, you can have those. Otherwise, we'll drop the links in the chat. You can reach out to me, you can ping me, I can help you write your answers. Like I might review those, or add on some important points or pointers, might help you with add-ons. So this is the case. Talking about the questions, like let's take up the questions. If there are any questions, you can drop it in the chat. I'll just answer those as just can. Okay, I'll just check out from above. There are no giveaways for this session. Basically, we do have some giveaways for every sessions, but once you become a GDSC leader at your campus, I promise you that I'll give you some swags from my own side, like on your on a GDSC leads graduation or a nomination, or when you become a GDSC lead, your faculty advisors also get some swags by Google. These are just a token of appreciation. I believe these would help you grow and participate in other campaigns, help you become a community person. Okay, help me for the GDSC application form. Ishika, can you please drop the GDSC application form again? Kavya ma'am, please tell about the swags. Swags is just that after every campaign, GDSC like they process some swags for that particular campaign and their attendees. So these are just the giveaways from them for now. 90 seconds is the maximum limit, not the minimum limit. Minimum is like you can keep it around 60 to 70 seconds. 20 seconds should be a buffer time. It's just that you need to minimize yourself to the limit. Diagnostic test is a new test this year. I really don't have any idea about this, that what can be the case from their end, but there will be a diagnostic test for 2023. There might be some reports or some COVID protocols, or you might have an offline summit, so they might be checking whether you are capable of traveling through those or not. So it's just an assumption from my end. I really don't know more about this. No swags. But what do normal members besides GDSC leads to? Normal members contribute to the GDSC club as you contribute to the societies. You get some certifications at the end of your tenures. And as far as for my GDSC, I'm looking forward to have a bunch of swags for each of my members. And there might be different cases at your campus. Your GDSC lead might help you with those. But I think this brings up with a great learning and contribution, as well as you become a community person. You gain some technical skills. You learn a lot through your process. Like if I talk about just a normal case, that my media team people are designing those posters or whatever we posted on our socials. There might be some editing. There might be some new editors they have to work through. Like my Android and web team are working towards building some projects, particularly for the solution challenge. So they are learning new technologies through this. You might have some different campaigns while you become a GDSC lead. We had some particular campaigns that help them learn new technologies and add on into their resumes. Okay, I think for an online session, how will I deliver the swags to you, Bhavya? This was basically how would this session benefit you to become a GDSE lead? Mm, does the GDSE lead only responsible person and not the core members? It's just that the GDSE lead as well as the core member take collectively, they take the decisions collectively, but the accountability lies in the hand of GDSE leads. Core members are allowed to join the sessions which are joined by the GDSE leads. They can access to the portal, they can join the sessions, they are treated equally, and they also get some giveaways by the end of the tenure as far as like recorded by the previous tenures. So let's hope for the best for the upcoming tenures. Okay, any other questions? Just for the referrals, for anyone who wants to get some referrals, I have a limit to 3 referrals, so you can reach out to me at max like as soon as possible, because I won't have any other options to give away to any other person. Then you can reach out through my socials, or you can ping me on my WhatsApp. If you are from my campus, you might have my number, so I can help you through this. Try to portray yourself in a way that I get convinced, or I feel that yes, this is the person who can take the legacy forward. It's not just in my case. For any other GDSE lead, you can keep this pointers in the mind and then reach out to them. You can draft it in a very good way. Working professionals cannot join GDSE because basically GDSEs are under like university based programs by Google. So I think working professionals cannot become a GDSE lead. Apart from that, for your own team, I think you can gain some guidance from them. Apart from having those members in your team, they might help you in every way possible. Then it's our very good technical skills. I think in our case, technical skills wasn't an issue. Like we had some minimal of technical skills, and those helped us like to crack the interviews. But for this year, basically. We were asked that there might be a technical round, proper technical round, so you can prepare in that way. That might be the case, or that might not be the case, so I am not giving a clear or strong statement about this. So you can prepare yourself with a good technical skills then. Any other questions from anyone? Like, we'll wait for next 4 minutes, then we can wrap up the session. If you have any questions, you can ask, or otherwise you can reach out to me through my socials.
Kavya, I guess there are 2 questions more.
Okay.
2 questions.
Can we have a experience? Okay, so on any technology, or it is must to have? No, you can have experience in any other technologies, but you can portray the fact that you are flexible enough to go through the technologies, Google technologies, and help your help your campus students or community students to learn those technologies, to work around those, and to grab them, to code around them, to build something around them. Okay. How to improve communication skills? I think you must attend some community sessions, as well as you must talk to good professionals, working professionals, that might help you in the case that how to tackle these interviews and how to communicate with the people who are like from good companies or MNCs, that might be helping you in your interviews as well. So you can take the strategies, or there are so many strategies. You can start from the very basic. You can talk to your friends in, you can converse in English, you can talk, you can have a professional talk with them just to practice some communication skills. In case we don't know about technology, like in case of compose, all the team members don't know about it. So what happens then? Hitain, can you emphasize on your question? I just didn't get it. In case we don't know about it. Okay, Compose was a new technology, but the content was provided by Google itself. So we just there are some code labs provided by them. We just complete those and try to deliver that content in our community. So that's the case for some new technologies. There are no direct benefits in placement. You becoming a GDSC lead might be a +1 to your resume or your community skills or your leadership skills, your teamwork. But it's not the case that you will be like hired by Google, or that the company might see, okay, you are GDSC lead, you are in. That's not the case. That might be some other contributions or some achievements, as in your resume there might be some others as well, so that might equalize to that. What are the future benefits? Future benefits, it's just that there are no regrets being a GDSC lead. You will benefit in every way possible. You become a community person. You know how to tackle a huge lot of students, because I believe all the fingers in a hand are not same. So every person you meet in during your tenure are they might be as good as you haven't expected, or they might be as notorious or as rude as you haven't tackled them at any stages of your life. So you might a huge lot of people, and that again adds on to your resume, that showcases your community skills. Can you share the GDSC? Okay, there is a Linktree link. Yash, you can join in there. There are all the group links there. To start a new community, you can propose the steps through that would be, you can propose that at your campus that you want to start a community, and then you can seek some permissions. Then you can ask your community, like your faculties, that you are the one who want to start up this. But I think to start a new community, you should have a different perspective through this, because there might be some technical societies already existing at your campus. So if your perspective about the things, or your agenda to start that community, that should be convincing enough, or that should be different from the existing ones, so that will make the case easy for you to start a community. You can reach out to the maximum of the seniors, or some community people, or some chapter leads from other campuses, and gain guidance from them. You can ask how they just started a community at their campuses. What are the ways of becoming a project lead? One is hackathon, and the other ways. Project lead can be in any ways. Like there might be some this just need to portray your leadership skills. Project is not just a hackathon project. This might be a session. This might be an offline event where the entire thing was managed by you, or you were the management lead, or you just headed forward through this project as a technical lead. Everything was managed by you. You took the responsibility for any loopholes, or any if any of your team member is not capable enough to work those, so you have to work those out for them. So project lead can be in any way. It's not just in the case of hackathons or anything like that. How much time goes in managing GDSC? I believe I can't commit to the time, because that's the thing, that you have to do multitasking in a way. In my entire day, it's just that at my side mind, I am still thinking about what events I have to cover up, what is coming up. Okay, then the poster has to be posted, then this has to be, publicity has to be done, then I have to look forward to every team. I have to inform the leads to take their team forward. I need to inform the speakers. I need to invite them formally. I need to appreciate them after their sessions. There is a lot of things. So a complete dedication of 1 year is required. So if you are a multitasker, or if you believe that you will be able to manage these things, then I think you are the best candidate for this thing? How did you balance between the lead and being vulnerable? I have to give extra time to my studies as well, and I think I have been a multitasker since my childhood or my school days. I was always a sports player as well as a merit student, so that wasn't a new case for me. So we need to seek permission from a college after being seeking permissions from college only in the case if there is no club at your campus. If there is a club, then you can inform the respective faculty advisor that you are applying for the lead, and if you get shortlisted, you can inform that you have been shortlisted and you will take the legacy forward or this tenure forward. So if there isn't any club, so you can inform like your college authorities that you have applied for this application, and if you get shortlisted, this will be the case. You need to start up a club and you need to maintain some socials through those. What basic skill you need, or the most important one to be a GDSC lead? I think the basic skill or the most important skill is your leadership and teamwork. You should be confident enough to face any difficulties coming your way. There might be so many things coming your way, so you have to stand strong. You have to support each one of you from your team. You have to prove to be a good leader. So this is the case. Anyone any other questions? I think I have answered all the questions. If I've missed out any other questions, you can repeat those in the chat.
I guess Kavya missed one question of Krishna Singh. He has asked that working professionals can join GDSC MSIT.
I have answered that question though, but GDSC is basically like university-based program. So a working professional is not looked forward to become a GDSC lead, and you can like get some guidance from them. You can seek some guidance, or if there was a GDSC lead who has become who has become a working professional at some of the other company, you can like reach out to them and ask for some difficulties you're facing, how you can take this tenure forward. Basically, in my core team, I had outreach lead, management lead, media lead, as well as the technical lead. And the most importantly, I had my lead advisor. Basically, just to take decisions, you can have a lead advisor. Most of the things that are taken are in the consultation with the lead advisor. Basically, the existing leads generally become the lead advisor for the next tenure, as far as I have seen, because they have the most knowledge about how to manage a GDSCs at your campus. So that was the case as far as I have encountered. But that is not so like that's not the case. This is not followed at every campus. As far as like the campuses I have been connected to, this was the case. So you can have anyone for your assistance. If your campus is good enough to give you financial assistance, then it's good. But GDSCs are non-profit societies by Google, so there are no financial assistance to anyone. To be specific, to qualify interview to become a lead, what's basic? I think to become a lead, the very most important stage is to answer the questions and fill up your application with the best of your ability. I think if your application stands out, then shortlisting process would help you reach out to the one-on-one interview. And the one-on-one interview is not so difficult. You have how would I clear this thing? How would I face that interview? Just keep that in mind, that you are talking to one of your friends or one of your seniors, and you're talking about what you know about and how the senior can help you through this. This is the case. Any other questions, or we can wrap up?
Could you repeat the last answer? Your voice broke in between.
Yuvraj, can you please repeat?
Can you please repeat the last answer?
Okay, just to qualify, I emphasize on the fact that your application must stand out. Then I think the shortlisting round would be a difficult one for you. And for the one-on-one interview, just keep that in mind that you are just talking to one of your seniors or a working professional and letting them know that what are the capabilities or why you are the one for this, why you are the one suitable for this position, or you can be the candidate for this position. So don't take that as a burden, or don't take that load on your mind that how would I crack this one, will I be able to do it. You should have confidence in yourself. It's not so difficult, it's a friendly interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, Saksham. I think, okay, thanks, Shari. If there are any other questions, we'll take up, or you can reach out to my socials. I think we can wrap up. Tushar, you can stop streaming then. Thank you, everyone. I hope the session helps you in the best way possible, and you become the GDSE lead. Any of you becomes the GDSE lead of your campuses, and now encourage the fact that others also become the GDSE leads and lead those communities, and you collaborate with them, share the same experiences, and meet the like-minded people. Thank you, everyone.